The full moon in Scorpio is over, or at least, that's what most people think. But here's what nobody tells you. The 24 to 48 hours after a full moon are actually more dangerous energetically than the night of the full moon itself. Why? Because the full moon cracks things open. It stirs the water. And now, the sediment is still rising to the surface. Your emotions are more exposed. Your energy field is more porous. And your subconscious is speaking louder than your logic right now. This Scorpio full moon in particular, which falls in the sign of transformation, shadow work, death, and rebirth, it's left a residue, a powerful one. And if you make certain moves today, tomorrow, or even this week without knowing what I'm about to tell you, you could be working against your own energy. So today, we're talking about the 8 things you absolutely must avoid in the days following this Scorpio full moon. Stay until the end, because number 7 and number 8 are the ones most people never see coming. If this resonates, drop an "I claim it" in the comments right now. Let's begin. First, the biggest mistake you can make right now. Let's start with the biggest one. The one that will wreck you if you're not careful. Right now, your emotional body is not settled. Scorpio is a water sign, deep, intense, and unforgiving when provoked. The full moon supercharged those waters. And now, those waters are still churning. That means if something irritates you today, a message, a situation, a person, your reaction is likely 3 times more intense than the situation actually deserves. This is the energy of misunderstandings, of sending that text you'll regret, of saying the thing in that meeting that changes how someone sees you permanently. Scorpio energy is surgical. What it cuts deep. And words said under this influence, they land like daggers. The mistake most people make right now? They think what they're feeling is the truth. It's not. It's amplified, distorted, filtered through a full moon hangover. So the rule is simple. Feel everything. React to nothing. If something triggers you in the next 48 hours, pause, breathe, write it down, sleep on it. The clarity will come, but only if you don't act from the storm. If you've already felt this emotional charge today, type yes below second, whatever you dream tonight. Don't take it literally. This one is important, and I want you to really hear it. Your body, your mind, and your energy field are in a purging cycle right now. This is not metaphor. This is not poetic language. This is a real energetic phenomenon that happens in the 48 to 72 hours after a powerful full moon, especially one in Scorpio, which governs death, transformation, and deep healing. You may feel unexplainably tired, emotionally drained. Maybe your body is sore. Maybe you feel like crying and don't know why. Maybe you feel like sleeping more than usual. That is not weakness. That is your system working. Here's what to avoid. Fighting it. The biggest mistake people make during this detox window is to push through with caffeine, with busyness, with distraction. They open social media the moment they feel discomfort. They fill every silence with noise. But Scorpio doesn't reward avoidance. It rewards those who go through the discomfort willingly. Because on the other side of this release is a version of you that is lighter, clearer, and more aligned. What to do instead? Drink more water, eat clean, rest without guilt. Journal what's rising up. Spend time in nature if you can. Let the full moon do its work. You don't need to control this process. You just need to not block it. Type release in the comments if you're ready to let go of what no longer serves you. Third, You are detoxing right now, whether you like it or not. This one is important, and I want you to really hear it. Your body, your mind, and your energy field are in a purging cycle right now. This is not metaphor. This is not poetic language. This is a real energetic phenomenon that happens in the 48 to 72 hours after a powerful full moon, especially one in Scorpio, which governs death, transformation, and deep healing. You may feel unexplainably tired, emotionally drained. Maybe your body is sore. Maybe you feel like crying and don't know why. Maybe you feel like sleeping more than usual. That is not weakness. That is your system working. Here's what to avoid: fighting it. The biggest mistake people make during this detox window is to push through with caffeine, with busyness, with distraction. They open social media the moment they feel discomfort. They fill every silence with noise. But Scorpio doesn't reward avoidance. It rewards those who go through the discomfort willingly. Because on the other side of this release is a version of you that is lighter, clearer, and more aligned. What to do instead? Drink more water, eat clean, rest without guilt. Journal what's rising up. Spend time in nature if you will. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. Let the full moon do its work. You don't need to control this process. You just need to not block it. Type release in the comments if you're ready to let go of what no longer serves you forth. Avoid overspending or impulsive financial moves. Let's talk about something very practical: your money. Scorpio rules shared resources, debt, investments, and the hidden flow of wealth. And this full moon has activated all of that energy. Here's what happens energetically in the post-full moon window. People feel a strange urge to act, to move, to do something to make themselves feel better or in control. And for many people, that shows up as spending, impulse purchases, big financial decisions made from anxiety or excitement, sending money to someone you haven't thought through clearly, investing in something based on a feeling rather than facts. Astrologers have noted that major financial missteps often happen in the 48 to 72 hours after a Scorpio full moon, precisely because the emotional charge is still high and judgment is compromised. This is not the time to make large financial moves. It's not the time to sign financial agreements, send large transfers, or make investment decisions from a place of emotional urgency. If you see something you want to buy, wait 72 hours. If it still makes sense after 3 days, then it's a real decision. If not, you'll be glad you waited. Protect your resources right now. The full moon has already done enough stirring. Your bank account doesn't need to feel it too. Has the full moon ever made you spend impulsively? You're not alone. Comment below. Fifth, avoid going back and reviewing old memories. This one is subtle, but it's one of the most important warnings I can give you today. In the post-full moon period, especially after a Scorpio full moon, there is a powerful magnetic pull toward the past. You might find yourself scrolling through old photos, rereading old conversations, thinking about that person you haven't spoken to in years, wondering about a chapter of your life that is clearly over. Scorpio energy governs death and what lies beneath. And sometimes that energy tries to resurrect things that were meant to stay buried. Here's the spiritual truth. Not everything that comes back to your mind after a full moon is meant to come back into your life. Sometimes the full moon surfaces an old memory simply so you can feel it, acknowledge it, and finally release it completely. The danger is when we mistake the surfacing for a signal. When we think, oh, I'm thinking about them, maybe it means something. Maybe I should reach out. Maybe I should go back. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't mean that. It means there's one more layer to release. Let it come up, and then consciously, intentionally, let it go. Eckhart Tolle said, "The past has no power over the present moment. Use this window to prove that to yourself." Has someone from your past been on your mind lately? Drop a below. You're not alone. 6th, a massive yes is coming. Don't talk yourself out of it. Okay, I need you to pay very close attention to this one, because this one is about your future. Scorpio full moons are known for something very specific. They clear the path. They eliminate what was blocking you, even if it was painful. And then, in the days that follow, a door opens. A yes, an opportunity, a message, an idea so clear and compelling that it almost scares you. And here's where so many people make the mistake of their lives. They talk themselves out of it, because after the emotional weight of the full moon, the self-doubt kicks in hard. Your inner critic gets loud. You start hearing things like, "You're not ready. It's too risky. What will people think? You've failed before, remember?" That voice is not wisdom. That voice is fear using logic as a costume. The Scorpio full moon just cleared out what was in your way. The universe is now handing you the invitation, and your job right now is not to overthink. It's to trust. Viktor Frankl, in his great work on human meaning, wrote that the greatest of human freedoms is the freedom to choose one's response. Right now, you have a choice. Step through the door, or let fear slam it shut. If an opportunity shows up in the next 7 to 14 days, something that excites you and terrifies you in equal measure, that is the sign. Say yes first. Figure out the how later. I claim it. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to say yes to what's coming. 7th, avoid isolating yourself completely. Now, I know some of you watching this right now just want to disappear. You want to close the curtains, turn off your phone, and be completely alone. And honestly, a part of that is healthy. Scorpio energy is introverted by nature. The full moon has stirred up so much that solitude feels like survival. But here's where I need to give you a gentle warning. There is a difference between sacred solitude and self-isolation born from fear. Sacred solitude is intentional. You step back, you breathe, you process, and then you return, refreshed, clearer, and more connected. But isolation out of fear? That's when you start spiraling. That's when the Scorpio shadow takes hold. The obsessive thoughts, the worst-case scenarios, the feeling that nobody understands you and you're completely alone in this. The antidote is not to ignore your need for quiet, but to balance it with at least one real human connection in the next 48 hours. One conversation, one coffee, one hug. It doesn't need to be deep or meaningful, just human contact, warmth, presence. Because Scorpio, for all its depth, ultimately wants intimacy. And right now, intimacy is your medicine, not isolation. You don't have to explain what you're going through. You just have to let someone else be near you. That is enough. Who is one person you're going to reach out to today? Name them in the comments. 8th. The mirror is lying to you right now. This is the last one. And I saved it for last because it is the one most people never talk about. Right now, in the post-full moon window, your self-perception is distorted. What does that mean? It means that how you see yourself today, your worth, your progress, your appearance, your value, is not accurate. The full moon in Scorpio pulls things out of your subconscious that are dark, old, and unresolved. And as those things surface, they temporarily color how you see yourself. You might look in the mirror today and feel like you've made no progress, like you're not enough, like everyone else has figured it out and you're still struggling. That is not the truth. That is the full moon hangover speaking. That is the Scorpio shadow momentarily dimming your light so it can be cleaned. Jung called this the shadow, the parts of ourselves we've pushed into the dark. And the Scorpio full moon brings that shadow into view, not to destroy you, to integrate you. So the warning is this: do not make permanent decisions about your worth based on a temporary perception. Don't quit. Don't disappear. Don't tell yourself the story that you're behind, that you've failed, that it's too late. The mirror is lying. The truth is that you are in the middle of a transformation, and transformations are messy, uncomfortable, and uncertain before they are beautiful. Give it a few more days. The image will clarify, and what you'll see will surprise you. And the bonus reminder: if something slows down, let it. It's protection, not punishment. If this message found you at the right time, if it felt like it was meant for you, then it was. That's how this energy works. You don't find these messages by accident. Drop an "I claim it" in the comments below. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Twilight of Wisdom, because we go here every moon cycle, together. Until next time, protect your energy, trust the timing, and remember, you are exactly where you need to be.